Alright, it's been a while since I've tumbled any rocks. I just seem very time poor at the moment. So what I'm going to do is, what I normally would do is cut the rocks up into smaller pieces and then sort of round them off a bit, and that saves quite a bit of time in the first stage of tumbling. But like I said, I don't have a lot of time at the moment, so what I'm going to do is take my kitty litter tray and grab a whole lot of Mookaite mainly, that's already sort of tumble size, so they're not going to be as rounded as I'd normally do them. They're going to be more natural shapes. Yeah, just things like this. It's just I want to keep the tumblers moving. I haven't tumbled for probably a month now. Just don't have time. So yes, I'm going to go through and pick out a lot of Mookaite, probably some dendritic opalite as well, and they'll tumble all together. And like I said, just naturally rough pieces, and see what we end up with. So yeah, I have to have a bit of a dig through here. Probably too big to tumble that one. But yeah, some nice little pieces, tumble size. I'm sure we'll get some success out of there. This stuff's sharp. Alright, I will continue on. I'll show you in a minute what I've picked out.
Hey, g'day. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Feel free to leave a comment if you want and click on like. And if you'd like to see more of these videos, please consider subscribing. Thanks.
Alright, this is what I've ended up with. As usual, my eyes are bigger than my tumbler. I think I picked out way too much. Probably by 50% too much. But I just couldn't help it. I forgot about how much nice material I have out there. So yeah, these are all Mookaite. It's all Mookaite in the end. And they're really quite irregular shapes, so I'm going to have to tumble them for longer than I normally would. Usually I would cut them, round them off a bit, and then a week into stage one is fine. But these, because they're, like I said, such irregular shapes, I reckon they'll be in there for 3 weeks, something like that. Some beautiful colours. Even got some, I was going to say brecciated. This is more brecciated stuff. This is from that site that's just by the side of the road as you head to Carnarvon. Those brecciated ones. These are more Gascoigne Junction type. Yep, kind of excited now to see what happens to these, but you can see what I mean like that. Trying to get that rounded off, it's going to take weeks and weeks. And they'll certainly be different shape to my normal sort of nicely rounded ones. But that's good, bit of variation. It's amazing rock Mookaite. So many colours, swirls, patterns running through them. I do like these ones, these sort of colours. That's probably a bit large. We'll see. I think a nice palm-sized tumble rock is quite nice. We'll see how it goes. Look at that. Yeah, like I said, I'm excited now to see how these end up. We'll find out soon. Well, you'll find out soon. It'll take me weeks and weeks. Stay tuned. Alrighty, time to light up the tumblers. I really have overshot this. I reckon there's at least 2 batches there. We'll see how we go. Just start chucking them in. Those big ones first. They're all big. It's a problem with not cutting them. There's some smallish ones. So yeah, they're all kind of large. Another small one. Really want to do him. Yeah, it's probably a little full, but hey, it always works out. Oh, there's a nice one too. I want to do him. Alright, now the filler rocks. This is filler pieces of Mookaite to get in between all the bigger pieces. I'll give them a shake down. Doesn't make a lot of difference. That one's really full. Can I lose any out of there? Big one can go. We can go. That's not too bad. And that's not too bad. I think that's it. Grit, where's my spoon gone? Disappeared. Back in a minute. Found my spoon. Back again. Right, grit. 3 in each of these smaller ones. And 5 or 6. I guess 6 in the bigger ones. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Add some water. And then, too much. Alright, pop the lids on. Been a while since I've done this. I reckon at least a month, maybe even 2. Kind of exciting to be doing it again. Oh, kinda, it is. Yeah, these big ones are very full, but it still works. Sorry about that, had a phone call. Washers go on. Locking nuts go on. A lot left, eh? Next batch. Depending on how these turn out. Alright, turn this fella on. Where's his switch? Down here somewhere, how's that? That sounds right. Give him a shake. Chuck him on, see if he spins correctly. That's good. Same with this one. And that's good too. We'll switch this fella on. Give these guys a shake. And he goes on. Is he locked in? Yes, he is. Give this one a good shake. And, oh, I'll break my kitty litter tray. He goes on as well. See you guys in a week. Happy spinning. It has been a week. I've opened up the barrels and see what we've got. It looks like there's been very little change. I didn't expect big changes, but I expected some changes. We'll have a look. See what we've got. I think we'll do those smaller ones separately. Let's give them a rinse and see what we have. Alright. No, they're very rough still. I don't know what I was expecting, but yeah, they'll certainly go again. Some interesting shapes, I guess. Yeah, they're all really rugged. To be expected. It is a bit of an experiment. Alright, I'm not even going to bother giving these a rinse, they'll just go straight back into the drums, into the barrels. With some more, what is it, 46 grit I think I'm using? Yep, so they'll go straight back in. Looks like they'll be going for about a month, I think. There was actually quite a bit of grit left once I emptied those barrels, so this will go back in as well. Still got some life in it. I poured the muddy, gritty water that came out of them back into them, just because the water does need to be clean. Any grit will only help, and so continue on as normal. A further 3 into the small ones. And probably just 5 into these bigger ones. Because there seemed to be a bit of grit kicking around still. What was that, 4? 5, I think that's 5. I wonder if they've got a bit too much water in them. Might just empty it a little bit. And then they'll start rolling. Something you need to be careful of when you're not rinsing out the barrels is to make sure you get rid of all these little bits of rock and grit that gather around the top here. See that? So yeah, before you put your lid on, you need to make sure that there's nothing, no little gaps where you'll develop a leak. You don't want that. You don't want grit and rock scum getting out everywhere. So yeah, that's all it needs. And this is only if you're not rinsing your barrel between grits. So he's good. He needs a clean. And off they go for another week. If nothing else, I guess this has proved that cutting and shaping, pre-shaping the rocks before tumbling them is a good idea. Probably even sort of saves money as well as time when you consider how much grit we're using. So yes, we'll give these another week, see how they look. Here we are, it's been 2 weeks now. I'm about to take these bits of Mookaite out of the tumblers and see what we've got. Alright, there's been, I guess, significant changes since last week when I emptied them. Well, on first glance it appears to be. Let's tip them out and see what we've got. Give it a rinse. Yeah, it's better. We'll still put them in for another week. But yeah, pretty happy with that. Obviously still bits need to be worn down. So yeah, at least another week I reckon. Someone's getting close. Very good. Pleased with the progress. So this is interesting. After 2 weeks, I've lost so much volume in the rocks that really they're only just filling the 2 large bowls. These ones are empty. So I'll just chuck some more into these. They can start off again. So yeah, I think that's interesting. Maybe it isn't. Yeah, so we've lost the equivalent of those 2 bowls, which apparently are, what are they, 3 pound? Maybe they're just smaller so they fit together now, who knows. They've all been gritted, is that the correct term? They've had their grit added along with water. You can see I've put some new rocks in those ones. These are all the ones that have gone through 2 weeks already. Grit is still 46 silicon carbide. So yes, we'll put the lids on. I won't show it all. You've seen it all before, I'm sure. Put the lids on, chuck them on the tumblers, check them in a week. Another week has gone by and we're about to check the progress of this Mookaite. I'm hoping there'll be some ready to move on to stage 2. It's been 3 weeks. Emptied out the 2 large barrels. The smaller ones are still spinning. They were the ones that have only been going for 1 week. About to rinse out the original batch and see what we got. Still seeing a lot of sharp edges. Some look like they're ready to move on. Some interesting shapes. A little bit there could still be smoothed off, I guess. Maybe it won't smooth. Yeah, maybe I'm just getting a bit too fussy. See, stuff like that's good. There's still holes, but where do you draw the line? If nothing else, it's proved to me that, oh, look at the undercutting there. It's proved to me that pre-shaping really is the way to go. So, worthwhile experiment, I guess. So I'll give these a proper rinse. It looks like we may have enough to continue on to stage 2. Let's have a look. I ended up just throwing all those rocks into the second stage in the Vibe tumbler. Probably about a third of them aren't really ready to go on, but yeah, this is all a bit of an experiment, so we'll see what happens. So I'll be adding some 220 grit to the Vibe, and then I'll go for a few days, 2 days, and then we'll take them out and then we'll move on to stage 3. So I'll turn this on. It tends to get pretty noisy, so I won't bother talking over the top of it. See you in 2 days. So here we are 2 days later. About half an hour ago, I filled this with water just to give them a bit of a rinse. And now we'll tip them out, give them a better rinse, and they'll go on to stage 3. See how they look. About what I'd expect. Nice and colourful, but that's Mookaite for you. Some of these are shaping up nicely. Some are still a bit rough. But what I'm hoping is that even though they're rough, they'll still have a nice gloss. We'll see. Some odd shapes. But we knew that from the start. So yeah, these will get a proper rinse now with fresh water and a toothbrush. And then go into stage 3. I forget sometimes how colourful Mookaite is and the sort of patterns and stuff that run through it. You know, stuff like that. Bits of dendrites there. Really nice. We're very lucky to have this rock. Well, I'm very lucky to have this sort of rock so close by, and being able to know where to get it. That's the thing. So yeah, I appreciate Mookaite. So anyway, yeah, we're going to turn this on. It's going to get noisy, and then we'll add stage 3 grit. So that'll go for another 2 days. And we'll see how we're going, see what we got. Alright, it's actually been 3 days. Been a bit busy with my pop-up shop down at the local shopping centre. So these have gone a day more than I'd normally run them, but that's okay. Probably better rather than worse. So yeah, we'll see what we got. Well, everything seems to be as expected. I really like that one. It seems to pop out every time I rinse them out. Yeah, I'm happy with the way some of these have shaped. Some are a bit rough still. Some are very rough still. They might actually go again. But overall, pretty happy. So we'll give these a proper rinse in fresh water, and then they'll go back into the vibe for final polish. So here we are, final polish stage. Turn this on, it'll get noisy, and then I'll add some final polish. I've just finished final polish. I'm not sure if I've done 2 or 3 days, to be honest. I kind of lost count with doing my whole pop-up display at the local shopping centre. But anyway, if it's 3 days, it should make them even shinier. Let's have a look. Oh, it is heavy. It's always heavy. Alright, you won't really see a lot of difference until they're dried off. So these will now get a rinse and a toothbrush in some fresh water. They'll then go in overnight, because it's getting late, in a rinse of borax in the vibratory tumbler. And then we'll check them out in the morning. See what we've got. As always, these will get a rinse in borax now. Come on. So it's next morning. You can see how murky that water is now. That's all residue polish. But there's still one more stage we need to do, and that is to run them through the ultrasonic cleaners to get all the residue out of the fine cracks. So here's all our rough Mookaite, straight out of borax, and then a rinse in fresh water. What I do now is they go into the ultrasonic cleaners, these two here. So what I'll do is I'll pick out some particularly fractured ones, some ones with big cracks in them, because they always look more impressive when they're spitting out all of the excess polish that got caught up in them. So I'll put a few big ones in here. This looks very cracked up, this one does. He might have some dirt in, he might. Oh, amazing how glossy that one's come up. I think that's it. So now we push start, and it can get noisy, so I won't bother talking. And we should see dirt come out of the rocks. And here we are. This is the finished Mookaite, which wasn't really shaped, just thrown in rough. I think it's worked out pretty well, for the most part. But in future, I think I'll pre-shape. All right, stand by for the slideshow.